Good afternoon, everyone. We'll call this meeting to order here for a Public Works meeting, April 9th, 2024. And we'll start off with a roll call and determination of quorum.
Pettigrew.
Here.
Lehman.
Here.
Ham.
Here.
Roseland.
Here.
A quorum is present.
Thank you. Next up is the adoption of the agenda. Motion by Roseland, second by Ham. All in favor? Any opposed? Next up is general public comment. We're going to go ahead and open and close that, seeing no speakers today. Go on to consent items 1 through 8, open and close public comment for those. Would my colleagues like to make a motion or pull any items for further discussion? Motion to approve by Roseland, second by Roberts. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes. Non-consent items 9 and 10 are going to open and close public comment for those. And we're going to go on to item 9, presentation on the EPA Climate Pollution Reduction Grant application from Lizanne.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Chairman Lehman, and good afternoon, City Council members. I'm here just to give you a really quick update. It was requested that I come back and report to you on what we actually submitted for the Climate Pollution Reduction Grant. This is the grant that the City Council authorized applying for on March 18th, up to $50 million. At that time, we provided a preliminary budget of around $37 million, and of course, that number got a little bit larger. So I'm just here to report back what we actually ended up applying for. So quick reminder about the grant. The application was due April 1st. We'll find out this fall if we were awarded. This is part of the EPA's Climate Pollution Reduction Grant Program. So they were looking for projects that had a significant reduction in greenhouse gas emissions, substantial community benefits, projects that were transformative and scalable, and also ones that prioritized low-income and disadvantaged communities. Again, we were the only community eligible to apply for this grant in South Dakota because we also accepted the $1 million planning grant through this same program. So last slide here, we'll keep it really short today. This is the list of projects that we ultimately ended up applying for. So we were very ambitious. We found that there was a lot of needs and a lot of folks within city departments as well as community partners that were interested in doing a project and were very willing and just needed funding to do so. So we ended up submitting 10 projects in total. So you can see there, I'll just quickly run through these, a city building energy efficiency improvement project that would involve doing an energy assessment of 10 city buildings and then doing the actual energy efficiency improvements at an estimated value of around $200,000 each. Upgrading all of the street lighting in Rapid City, all of the city-owned street lighting, which is about 3,200 fixtures to LED. That would have a significant energy cost savings. Looking at doing facility-wide LED lighting upgrades at the monument. So this would be their entire facility except for the summit because it's so new. So a high price tag, but a lot of energy savings there as well. Parks and Rec also had a project to replace some of their sports field lighting with replace the high-intensity discharge lighting with LED. This would be at 27 sports fields at 10 facilities in the community. Then we have a small little solar project out at the water reclamation facility. This would be to power their admin building out there. The school mines also had 2 solar projects for their campus that were included. Then we have a solid waste landfill gas conversion project to install a pipeline from the flare over to the materials recovery facility and convert some of that methane to heat there. And then another community partner was the Western Dakota Regional Water System to do actually a study for how they can use renewable or low energy sources for that pipeline project from the Missouri. And then Rapid City Area Schools had a project to install a GeoExchange HVAC system at North Middle School. North is actually the only middle school in the district that doesn't have air conditioning, and they sometimes have to release those kids from school for heat days and not at the other middle schools. So this is a really good project to hopefully help them get air conditioning in their building and provide a more comfortable learning environment for their students. There's also some LED lighting upgrades as part of that project. And then we looked at $1 million grant competitive program for local nonprofits. So we would do an energy assessment, have local nonprofits apply, select a few of them to do an energy assessment, and then also give them funds to do energy efficiency improvements. And then that last item there is just all of the other costs, staffing, supplies, and indirect costs that the EPA allows. So this grant fully funds everything. There's no local matching requirement from the city. Grand total there, we ended up at $48,075,605. So we came in just under the cool 50 million. And then you'll see the percent LIDAC there, or low income disadvantaged communities. So 44% of the funding would directly benefit what the EPA considers low income or disadvantaged communities. And that's the purple items up there. So that's all I have for you. I do want to thank all of the departments and divisions that scrambled to get us paperwork and numbers as we worked on this grant application in a very short time frame. And of course, our wonderful grants division staff too that assisted with the application. So with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions. One final remark, at the March 18th meeting, you approved applying for the grant. If we get awarded, then we would come back and seek your approval to accept the grant, but don't need that action today. This was just an update for you all.
Thank you, Liz Ann. Mr. Roseland?
Liz Ann, I appreciate what you've done. I've told you many times that you put a lot of extra work hours into this, getting this done. I know you say you didn't do it on your own, and I know that, but you're standing here in front of us. So I appreciate what you've done and your heart that you went into this. And I think it's a good thing, and it's not going to cost the city a penny. And hopefully, if we can get to all $48 million, Rapid City will be a brighter town. And I really feel like this is a good thing, and all we can do is hope that this is going to come to fruition. Can you tell us when the dates are? We'll find out. We get the grant.
Yes, thank you, Pat.
Thank you.
So we've heard different things. We've heard we could find out as early as July. We've heard as late as October, so maybe sometime in between, but probably about 6 months or so from now, this fall.
Thank you, Mr. Roseland. Mr. Roberts?
Thank you. And is there an estimate of how much greenhouse gas this will decrease?
There is. That was part of our grant application, and we had to model greenhouse gas reductions for each of these items individually. So I don't know that I have a total that I can quickly give you, but I can sure get that information for you.
Yeah, that would be good, because I'd like to know what the decrease between what we currently are and what this is going to decrease it. Because that's my concern, is whatever that number is going to be from the government, and you know that we actually hit that number. Because if we don't, what's going to happen from the government if we don't hit that number? So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Roberts. Mr. Ham?
Thank you, Liz Ann, for the presentation. I was going through all the details of this presentation that you had sent us on the front side, and it looks really thorough as far as few strings, it looks like, from my perspective. I was curious, the upside of this for the city in the near term could be savings, because it looks like there's a lot of potential for that. Has anybody done like a quick assessment on what we might save per year based on some of the energy savings it looks like we might have here?
Yes, if I may respond.
By all means.
Yes. So that was also part of our grant application, was an estimate of operations and maintenance cost savings for every year. Again, I have those by project, but I can sum those up and send those to you. They are an estimate.
Of course.
But yes, it is significant.
All right. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ham. Thank you, Liz Ann. I would entertain a motion to acknowledge. Motion by Ham, second by Roberts. All in favor? Aye. Item passes. Item number 10, Mr. Pettigrew has a motion for me.
We'd like to move this item to the May 14th Public Works meeting.
Motion on the floor to move to the May 14th Public Works meeting, second by Roberts. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Motion to adjourn by Roberts, second by Ham. All in favor? Aye. And we're adjourned. Thank you.